so wary to go fast.
That's okay.
On the hoverboard, I'll go. On the hoverboard, I'm not scared to go top speed. It's just.
Go faster. This thing, the first time we rode, it would go faster, and it comes, and I felt like I was falling backwards. I was scared at first.
Maintain that steady.
Hey, students do this. You're good at it.
I'm still so scared to go fast.
Don't be scared. So where are y'all from?
Well, we live in New Iberia,
Oh, okay.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Buddy knows Lafayette.
Yeah. I know where New Iberia is.
Where'd you say y'all was from?
I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas, but I've been living here since I was about 9, so I guess I'm from here. And he's from Carolina.
Can you take a picture of us before we really get going?
I may be on the back of the group by a mile.
You'll be alright.
If you want more later, let me know. It'll be much better background.
Yeah, you're recording.
Thank you.
Is there anything specific y'all wanted to do or see or hear about? Ride? Yeah. Okay. I was just seeing if there's anything specific y'all want to hear about or ride by or see, anything like that. Okay.
Let's go on the very top of that boat.
Top of that building, yeah. We used to, there was this really tall parking garage we used to go up on and see like all of the downtown. It was great. They took that garage from us. We're not allowed anymore. But yeah, we'll definitely, I'll start off with the port. We can free roam there. That's one of the few areas we're allowed to free roam. Everybody get comfortable with the Segway. And we'll do history on the way. Just let me know if there's something specific I wanted to hear about.
Tell us about the brothel up there.
Brothel? Yeah. One.
Which one?
Yeah,
I only know of one of them.
Which one? Oh, this one?
Me neither.
The same ghost in here over.
I already know that I'm gonna be the last one.
And she says that she gets a strong pain in her head, like in one side of her head when she sees that ghost. Which is cool. Alright, we're gonna see this left right here. If you want to hear about that, I'll tell you about the storm report.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You want to hear about the let's talk about now.
Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared.
Let's go. Just let it do its thing.
After the Civil War, the Union turned this street, Post Office Street, into the biggest red light district in the world. The term red light district actually comes from this street, Post Office Street.
Oh, wow.
They were putting red pieces of glass in front of candles and lighting it up, and that's how they got the term. If you want to hear about the brothel, so well, let's think about this one, which is the oldest brothel in Texas, the oldest porno in Texas. And it is the actual one that is the famous one claimed to be known as the best whorehouse in Texas. And they made the movie about the one in LaGrange, Texas. This blue house is actually the house that father died when they got the less than 1%. You notice all of them are real small, they're real close together. Go over here. The reason why it was called the best in Texas is because right here used to be a bank, so you got your money. Right here was a pawn shop, where you could pawn things, and above the pawn shop they would hold those illegal fights where they gambled over them, and they held hardcore gambling here. And then over here was a bar. This is back then when this was operating. So that's why at the bar they sold every drug you can imagine. So that's why this is called the best little whorehouse in Texas, because on all four corners you can get your money, you can go gamble, you can go to the brothel, and you can get drugs right here. So that's why it was called the best in Texas right here. We're going to take this ride. They made the movie, of course, in LaGrange, Texas. But this is it right here. It doesn't look like much. It's a private residence now. See all the rooms. I'll tell you about their family on this tour. It's a very big family. It's a family who created Las Vegas. They got the Rat Pack famous. I'll tell you about that later. And then right across the street is my personal favorite and a lot of the locals' favorites. It's called the Gypsy Joint. They have a huge, diverse menu. Everything's made from scratch in-house. Their seafood is got locally and their beef's got locally. They have a bakery inside and they have a coffee shop inside. And it's an awesome place. And if you got kids or you're a kid yourself, they have 3 pinball machines and arcade games inside.
You're a kid, Bubba.
Huh?
You're a kid.
Their bakery is amazing. And their food's really good too. This is as good as the old railroad. All much smaller streets. I'm gonna give you a quick overview.
Man.
Have y'all seen any of this? Since every tree drowned in the Great Storm, they planted 100,000 trees in 1907.
The black statue part was original tree.
Yeah, they sprayed it.
both of them,
They
huh?
sprayed it with a black primer to keep it preserved. That's why it's so dark like that.
Really? Wow.
So they planted 100,000 trees after the Great Storm, since it killed every tree here. And 101 years later, Hurricane Ike hit us, and so all these 100-year-old dead trees, we lost about 50,000 of those during Ike. So when you have a big dead tree in your yard, imagine just a big old oak tree instead. FEMA's either going to chop it down at the base and take the whole tree, or you can pay an artist to make a carving like this. These were donated to the Railroad Museum. Some were donated by artists around town, but most of them were privately paid for. Most of them were about $2,000 to $3,000 for one. Some are more, some are less. And I'll show y'all some really good ones. I'll show you my favorite ones. It is a pretty cool one. And the guy who made it popular was a guy in Louisiana. After Hurricane Katrina, he went around Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas with a lot of free merch. And then people started seeing them and calling them out for being the park. Left. It starts getting heavier.
Thanks.
Lean forward.
Huh?
Lean forward. You gotta learn to trust it. Top speed. And then lean back. Lean back. See? Your control. There's a rental place called Segway Rentals here on the island. It's just right down there.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
too.
Best ice cream in Texas. Coffee? Yeah. I never had coffee here.
Yeah.
But the Gypsy Joint, that restaurant I was telling you about, they have an amazing coffee shop there. And bakery. The bakery is awesome. Alright, so I was going to give you a quick history of the Strand, then we'll get moving. I'm just going to see the rain for a sec too. This street, the Strand, was referred to as Wall Street back in Victorian time frames. And that's because most of America's highest concentrations of trading was on the Strand. From 1880 to 1920, Galveston was actually the wealthiest city in the U.S. that held the highest concentration of America's millionaires, including Manhattan and Chicago and the other rich cities. What made it so wealthy was a whole lot of things, but mainly these three top things. The port of Galveston was actually the most utilized port in the world. It had more naval traffic going through it daily than any other port in the world, and it was mainly because Galveston was 80% of the world's cotton export. And that's what gave us the largest banking industry in the U.S. Almost every one of these buildings going on the Strand were banks originally. That's why this is big business in Wall Street trade. This bank right here, the really cool one, this says Hutchins and Silly. This is the wealthiest bank in the U.S. at this time frame after they merged their money together when they married into each other's families. And that's a cool off-the-topic subject. It's pretty funny. Bonnie and Clyde robbed this bank right here, this side of it. They have a large walk-in vault over here. Go to the Italian restaurant, so they still got the vault. They'll explain the story of Bonnie and Clyde robbing. It's pretty cool. John Dillinger and babyface George Nelson also robbed banks here and got away with that.
Oh, wow.
But by about 1930, about 80% of America's Galveston's millionaires moved because of the Great Storm. Most of them went to Houston and New York. That's what made both of those cities explode with wealth in the early 1900s. You can actually look this up. There's a really cool article I read. The earliest skyscrapers built and put in New York City, when they were first blueprinted on paper, their original blueprint structure was for Galveston Island. And then the Great Storm hit. No more big business in Galveston. It all went to New York because of our hurricanes here. It's a pretty cool article. Check that out if you never read that one. I was going to take you guys out here and show you a couple other early Galveston wealth. After that, like I said, let me know if you want your poncho.
Poncho, yeah. Bubba. Huh? I didn't hear you. What?
You go faster than me, that's the rule. Look, lean forward.
I know, but Uncle,
Think about it.
I've almost fallen like 6 times.
Alright, so another idea of the early wealth of Galveston is a building called Old Galveston Square. You can look this up for yourself. It was the very, very first shopping mall in America. And it was mainly due to wealthy people here wanting imports from all over the world. So instead of them having them everywhere, spread throughout different stores, they brought them all to one store, like a world market. So stuff from all over the world. Pretty cool. Now for some bad history, and then we'll cruise. Right here, this empty lot, since it's so close to the port, this is where the slave trades were done. They were sold for $1 a pound right here in the Sacred Crest Park. Anytime you're in the eastern parts of the U.S. where they had slavery, you'll notice this red brick road. The whole cities were red brick road originally, but as the modern times come in, they're paving the new pavement. The reason why it's been protected and kept in little patches here and there around town is because it was put in by slave labor. So if you see it exposed this way, that's the reason why it's been protected and kept over the years. Pretty interesting. All right, he's turning. We'll go ahead and go straight down this way.
Go ahead, Nick. These people are walking out for you, so am I. Don't worry about the road. Here's the Mardi Gras tree. It's this remnants from last year's Mardi Gras. Galveston is actually the second largest celebrated Mardi Gras in the U.S. It's New Orleans and then Galveston. I'm going to show y'all an Ike water line right here. Like right over there in the middle of that building. Here's this Ike water line. Isn't that crazy? That was after the 2008 hurricane here. People were jetting, boat skiing in jet skiing down the streets. It's pretty crazy after that. Venice and Galveston. Alright, let's go ahead and do this.
You gonna get it, you gonna get it.
I'm coming.
Don't stop leaning as you're coming up. Yeah. There you go, perfect. Alright, so I was just getting us out of the rain while I told you about these gas lamps. It's like a minute long story. You're getting good.
I'm not gonna be fast at it though.